If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm today to get started. Hello, self-developers, and welcome to the Patrick Kelly Podcast for Self-Development, where I will be reviewing audible books on self-development that can change your life for the better this year and years to come. It is said that if we keep on doing what we always did, we will keep on getting what we always got. In other words, to change our output, we first have to change our input. Today is June 12th, 2022, and this is episode 24 of season 2. And today we'll be reviewing the audible book Synergize, Habit 6 of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This audible book will teach you how to synergize and create the habit of cooperation. Habit 6 is a habit of creative cooperation. It is what happens when two people embrace habits 4 and 5. The principle of habit 6 states the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Synergy means creating something that has never been created before. French philosopher Voltaire once stated, "The enemy of the best is the good." Together in synergy, we can always create a better way. Music is a wonderful example of synergy because rhythms, melodies, and harmonies blended together create an energy and a mood to bring people together. The essence of synergy is valuing differences in other people and putting those differences aside for something better to be created. It is only in the interchange and the interplay of differences that this creative energy is unleashed in order to create a synergistic solution. Synergy can also be called the third alternative. The first alternative would be my way. The second alternative would be your way. And the third alternative would be our way, where we both come together. Synergy is a higher way and ultimately the better way.
Lesson number 1.
Synergize, in a sense, is the fruit of the spirit of win-win. Habit 4. The spirit of seeking first to understand, then to be understood. Habit 5. Synergy means that you can produce something that neither of you could have produced before. The fundamental value of habit 6 is to always value differences. Differences are an advantage, not a disadvantage.
Lesson number 2.
You cannot make your point until you restate the other's point to his or her satisfaction. Always listen with an intent to understand, not to reply. Before we can come together and synergize in order to create something special, we must first be on the same page by understanding one another.
Lesson number 3.
You cannot see the world as it is, but as you are. The key to objectivity is to accept subjectivity, which is to be aware. Through the spirit of win-win, habit 4, and the spirit of seeking first to understand, then to be understood, habit 5, when people communicate with each other in order to synergize together, something magical happens. We can now solve any human problem.
Lesson number 4.
When properly understood, synergy is the highest activity in all of life. As previously stated, synergy means that the whole is greater than the sum of all of its parts. It means that the relationship that the parts have to each other is a part in and of itself. It is not only a part, but the most catalytic, the most empowering, the most unifying, and the most exciting part. Synergy is represented in all of nature. If two plants are placed together, the roots will eventually commingle and come together to improve the quality of the soil so that the plants will grow better than if they were separated.
Lesson number 5.
Sameness is not oneness. Uniformity is not unity. Unity or oneness is complementariness, not sameness. Sameness is uncreative and boring. The essence of energy is to value and to celebrate the differences. The key to interpersonal synergy is intrapersonal synergy, which is synergy within ourselves. The heart of intrapersonal synergy is embodied in the principles of the first 3 habits. The 7 habits themselves are a model of synergy. Closing thoughts. On a scale of 1 to 5, I would give this audible book a rock-solid 5 for providing 4 lessons on how to create synergy. To find out more about this audible book, go to www.audible.com and download this audible book, or go to www.franklincovey.com to find out more information and other books written by the author. Remember to hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform so you do not miss an episode. And also remember to please share this episode via text or email with friends and family and other people that you care about. Follow me on Twitter at Kelly Podcast or Instagram at Patrick Kelly Podcast. For more episodes of the Patrick Kelly Podcast for self-development, go to www.thepatrickkellypodcast.com. If you would like to donate $1 or more to the support of this podcast, click the donate button at www.thepatrickkellypodcast.com or go to $Patrick Kelly Podcast on Cash App, and I'll be sure to thank you on the next episode. This is the end of this podcast for today. Tune in next week Sunday for the next episode and the next audible book of over 300 books that I'll be reviewing on the Patrick Kelly Podcast for self-development. If you enjoyed this podcast, take a moment to rate and review on Apple Podcasts. This really helps me out. Feel free to share this podcast with someone you care about. And remember, your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. Take care.